This show is brought to you by IslamicMusicHub.com, Nasheed reviews, prayer maps, and more.
Assalamu alaikum. Alhamdulillah for everything. My name is Abdel-Rahman Kouta, live from Gaza, currently right now. Alhamdulillah for everything. I want to introduce myself. I am 27 years old and I have finished as an architect but was not able to work in that field, alhamdulillah, yet. Alhamdulillah for everything. I am from the north, Gaza al-Shaja'iyya, and after 55 or 50 days of the war I was displaced into the south because I had to go take shelter there. So I was displaced into the south, where now in the south here I live in a makeshift tent in a school. Alhamdulillah for everything. My life when I lived in Gaza, it was beautiful. Gaza was really beautiful. It was really nice. For me, I had the chance to live outside or live in Gaza, but I chose to live in Gaza. Alhamdulillah. I had a small business going in Gaza. You know, I was working. Everything was good, alhamdulillah. We used to go, to the beach. We used to go to our friends, our relatives, everybody, the community. It's loved. Everywhere you go, people you know. We had a home, a sweet home. Alhamdulillah, everything in it. Alhamdulillah for everything. I had we were just starting to get our babies clothes, getting them ready, our second daughter's clothes, get them ready before the war, in order to get her ready, because in a month she was gonna give delivery, alhamdulillah, deliver the newborn, alhamdulillah. Alhamdulillah for everything. I just say alhamdulillah. We used to be able to go every single week, play sports, go play soccer, me and my friends, play basketball, take my family out to the beach, go to parks, many parks, alhamdulillah. Mainly in Gaza, it's all about going to relatives and friends and seeing everybody, or the community, or the Eid, or the Ramadan in Gaza. Ya Allah, Ya Allah, Ya Allah, Ya Allah, Ya Rab. When I was in the north, we seen one of the worst and bad situations, alhamdulillah, of all. We've seen really, really miserable and really, really tough days that went on us. But alhamdulillah, we were able to make it out alive. We have escaped war. We have escaped death more than once. We were displaced more than once. Alhamdulillah for everything, Ya Allah. Alhamdulillah, the pain of everything, the suffering. Alhamdulillah. I just wanted to say that when I left from the north to the south, I left after my wife giving 5 days birth. Had to walk on her feet after giving birth in the middle of the night time at home, where there was no ambulance, no medical, nothing. It was really, really one of the worst situations ever, where I had to help my wife give birth at home, me and my mom and my sister, because we could not call the ambulance. It was really bad that time. There was really heavy bombardments, airstrikes, everything. Alhamdulillah for everything. What can we say and what can we do? By the way, I forgot to mention that I am married, 27, and I have 2 daughters, alhamdulillah. The older one name is Nisreen, the younger one name is Eileen. And Eileen was born in the war, like I said previously. She was born, alhamdulillah. I was not expecting her to be alive or stay alive or to come out alive, because it was really scary night, even though me and my wife were scared and terrified. But alhamdulillah, we were able to help her give birth by the willing of Allah, that a life is coming into the war while lives are also being taken away. Alhamdulillah for everything. Alhamdulillah, Ya Rab. Alhamdulillah. We keep saying Alhamdulillah. I will never forget that night where I had to leave my wife, in the bedroom, in pain, severe pain, and go to the other room and just listen to the radio and see how bad the situation is. It was so bad that we couldn't even leave our our homes or anywhere. I couldn't even walk or do anything. So I lost all hope. But alhamdulillah, always have hope in Allah and only in Allah. Alhamdulillah. After 5 days, we had to leave from the north to the south. Our area got really, really bad. That we kept hearing lots and lots of bombing and homes being destroyed around us. That me and my wife and my family and my mother and my siblings and all of us left from the north to the south. When we made it into the south, alhamdulillah, the first 2-3 days we slept on the streets with no shelter, no food, no water, nothing. Alhamdulillah, it was one of the toughest and worst days. We did not know what to do, but we always had faith in Allah. After that, we were able to find a shelter in the school where the women sleep upstairs and the men sleep downstairs in a makeshift tent with 20,000 people in the school and 20 people in the tent that I'm in, where you can barely sleep, eat, no privacy, nothing. It's really hard. Wallah, the situation is really hard. We will never forget these days where we were all displaced, more than once. Everybody's displaced. Everywhere you go in Gaza, you see tents. Wallah, it's not easy at all. I just wanted to also elaborate. We've been here in Gaza for 5 months now, 5 months straight, and no income, nothing, little aid coming in. In my situation, I wanted to leave to Egypt. So in order to leave to Egypt, I had to collect funds and collect money. So I made a GoFundMe account that I'm able to leave to Egypt so everybody can help me out with it. And then from there, rebuild me and my family's life. Inshallah. Alhamdulillah, with your help, inshallah, we are able to rebuild it, Ya Rab. Like I said and explained what happened during the war, alhamdulillah, of my wife giving birth in the wartime, under the heavy bombardments and stuff like that, then being displaced from the north to the south, then losing everything from our homes, from our loved ones. Right now, honestly, we're homeless. Right now, we are homeless, living in streets, homeless. In order to leave, we need money. We don't have any money. We don't have anything. With your help and your help, inshallah, after Allah, that we will be able to start our life again, Ya Rab. In order to leave Gaza, you need an evacuation fee. You need travel. You need expenses. You need clothes. You need everything. Even when you go outside, we have been in pain for 5 months that we don't know what to say, alhamdulillah. My plan is to collect money, gather money, inshallah, and be able to evacuate Gaza, go to a safe place, go to Egypt, then from Egypt at least go to Canada, or go to any other country that I'm able to raise my family, be there for them, start a new life, inshallah, and be able to provide and not be able to be thrown on the street again, because wallahi, what I've been through, I don't want anyone to go through, not even an animal. Alhamdulillah. With your help and everybody's help of sharing our GoFundMe account and helping us to collect as much as we can, wallah, we would appreciate and make dua inshallah for you for the rest of our life. Shukran, jazakallah.
Wow, what a story. That story had everything. It had emotion, and it had a nice upbeat when he was talking about sort of how Gaza used to be and what they used to do. They used to play football, they used to go out, they used to visit family, and they went to the beach. It had a real positive vibe to it as well. And that part about him having to help his wife to give birth with the rest of his family was quite striking. Must have been a very challenging experience. So look, I'm just going to go through the GoFundMe page for you guys just so you can learn how to help. So he's a Canadian citizen, of course, as he mentioned. The GoFundMe page is called Help Our Canadian Family Evacuate Gaza. It's been organised by Abby Carroll, so a lot of them have asked people from abroad to organise the page for us, as they can't do it in Gaza. And I'll just read out what we have here. My name is Abdel-Rahman Kouta. I am a Canadian citizen trapped at the crossing of South Gaza with my 2 young daughters and wife, though I believe they've now crossed the border. I was born in Ontario, Canada, but came to Gaza 6 years ago for my education. I majored in architectural studies and graduated in 2021. I delivered our second daughter during the attacks on Gaza with the help of my mother just days before we were forcefully displaced to the south. We found out that our home had been completely destroyed and there's nothing left. We lost everything we had, and we don't know how long it will take us to get to Canada and start entirely from scratch. We are sheltering with hundreds of displaced families for the last 4 months at a school that's now in a community refuge for thousands of people trapped in the south. Women and children sleep inside the classrooms, and the men sleep outside in tents set up in the courtyard. Rainstorms have recently flooded our tents, and it's very difficult to take care of basic needs. You might have met me from TikTok or Instagram, where I post updates live from Gaza. As you know, this situation is dire for us. Food, flour, medicine, diapers, toiletries, and even water. It's not accessible. Things are destroyed or sold out at very expensive prices. My parents were able to evacuate Gaza soon after our homes were demolished, but approval to leave Gaza is now a difficult process. I know our family is on the radar of officials who can evacuate us, but that hasn't happened yet. My dreams are different now. I dream for a home, to rebuild our Gaza memories, but this time in Canada. I want to remain a steadfast example of Palestine's beauty, courage, and strength, to see my daughters grow up with the same light. And indeed he does, with how positive he's been and how much he's been saying Alhamdulillah in these messages. The situation in Gaza is more dangerous and unpredictable by the minute. With his utmost humility, that I am creating this fundraiser, supported by my online community who encouraged me to accept contributions to save my family. I am thankful for your words of encouragement and your desire to support us in this new evolution of self-sufficiency for our family. Evacuation fees are really expensive, especially now that I have no source of income. Once we can evacuate, your donations will cover our travel expenses and help us get immediate support in Canada. There will be meal expenses, wardrobe expenses, emergency expenses, etc., but no generous contribution will go to waste. Thank you for reading my story, for sharing my story with your friends and family. Inshallah, there is a ceasefire and get to safety and build a better life all over again. And then there's a message from the person who set up this fundraiser, Abby. It says, "Hey everyone, I'm a friend of the Kouta family and set up this fundraiser on Abdul's behalf. Funds will be collected and deposited into a savings account with my credit union at the end of each day. Transfers are made in increments for now, while we find another method to get Abdul large amounts of money at once. This is an unpredictable situation, but I would like everyone to be rest assured this is not a scam, and I have no personal interest or gain. Abdul and I will continue talking when the connection allows, and we will continue working on solutions if any issues arise." So there we go. Please get on the GoFundMe page for Abdel-Rahman Kouta, and please donate to him in Ramadan. I'm telling people, why not set aside maybe £300 and donate £10 a day to each of these stories? The aim is to release one story per day during Ramadan on IslamicMusicHub.com. Or if you can't do that much, or maybe just £5 a day or £1 a day, whatever your currency is. Let's all try and help Abdul out. Assalamu alaikum.
This recording was brought to you by IslamicMusicHub.com.